Welcome back to the Den of Nerds. I'm Josh, and we have two insane leaks about Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom that we need to break down. The first one has to do with Kang the Conqueror, and it's actually really shocking to me. And the second leak all has to do with the Fantastic Four movie. It is also something that is shocking to me, and it clues us in a little bit more as to what Marvel is cooking with Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. So we're going to break it all down, and I'm excited, but I also think it's worth mentioning what is at stake here for Marvel Studios. Currently, right now, it feels like Marvel Studios is down kind of bad. I actually think Marvel audiences are a bit divided on Robert Downey Jr. being Doctor Doom.
Let me tell you something. Listen.
Sure, there was this initial crazy wave of excitement and interest, but in the months since then, I have personally seen a lot of Marvel fans be frustrated with the casting, not quite understand the casting, and a lot of people are just worried that Marvel went away from Kang because of Jonathan Majors, and they're just doing this RDJ Doctor Doom thing as kind of like a break glass in case of emergency thing, and therefore they think it's gonna suck. They think it's gonna suck ass, and I could see why people would think that. So there's a lot at stake here with how they're gonna handle Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom, which to me makes every little leak and rumor about it all the more interesting. But now let's get into these crazy leaks and rumors. So let's get into this first rumor here. This is all about Kang the Conqueror. Now, interestingly, this comes from Jeff Snyder and John Roca over on the Hot Mic podcast, and it has to do with something that Jeff Snyder said on a podcast about Kang the Conqueror and Marvel's changing plan for the character. Now, real quick, before we get into that, I want to give context here because I think once you have the context, this will all make more sense. Obviously, Jonathan Majors was said to be Kang the Conqueror, and Kang the Conqueror was going to be a big part of Avengers 5 and of Avengers 6. Jonathan Majors then gets in trouble. He has a court case. It's delayed a lot. Marvel Studios is really quiet on the subject. And eventually, after his conviction, they drop him. And then the following summer, it is announced that Robert Downey Jr. is now the villain of Avengers 5 and of Avengers 6. However, in the past couple of months, there have been a lot of stories about Jonathan Majors. There was even a report that Kevin Feige was considering bringing Jonathan Majors back for the role of Kang the Conqueror. And then you had the Hollywood trades come out and say that that's not true.
It's false.
They were not considering, and that he was not signed or he had zero conversation with Marvel Studios. And so basically, guys, there's just been a lot in the news about Kang and about Jonathan Majors. And we even had Cole Domingo recently say in interviews that Marvel had approached him for replacing Jonathan Majors. He was not interested in doing it. And so the amount of buzz about Kang and about Jonathan Majors and about what Marvel Studios was doing was just reaching crazy heights. I mean, when something hits the Hollywood trades, it's a big freaking deal. And so let's now talk about Jeff Snyder's new report. This is from the past week. And Jeff said, I've been told Marvel has a plan to say goodbye to Kang. They're going to wrap him up. And I think they want to give him the boot just to put to bed Annie. And then he pauses. I think they want to deal with Kang. I heard that Doctor Doom might be the one to kill him.
Damn!
And so, holy crap, Jeff Snyder is actually saying that Marvel has a plan to take care of Kang, and they want to give him the boot. And in fact, they're probably going to have Doctor Doom be the one to kill him. Jeff actually goes on to say that the actor from Severance, Trammell Tillman, could actually be the one to replace Jonathan Major. There was a lot of indication within the rumor mill over the past year that Marvel wasn't going to deal directly with Kang the Conqueror. There were some insiders suggesting that the end of Loki Season 2 was essentially a wrap for the character, and that the character would not be seen or even mentioned in the next couple of Avengers films. And that made sense to me. It would appear that Marvel just wanted to distance themselves from Kang, from Jonathan Majors in that whole situation. They had pivoted into Doctor Doom, so I think that made sense. But with all of the crazy stories beginning to kick up about Jonathan Majors returning or about a future for the Kang character, and with Coleman Domingo coming out and explaining that he did actually talk to Marvel about possibly replacing Jonathan Majors, well, it's obvious that Marvel has changed their plan and that they do want to utilize Kang in the Doomsday story. And if what Jeff is saying is to be believed, it is because they just want to end Kang. They don't want any more of these Jonathan Major rumors.
I'm so fucking scared right now. You shut up.
They don't want any people talking about Kang in the next saga, etc., etc. And so it appears Marvel Studios is courting different actors to replace Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror, and this is all to put the character to bed, to say goodbye to Kang, and it's probably going to be Doctor Doom that kills him. Now, if we go back to that conversation of stakes for Marvel Studios, I think this rumor here is actually positive. I think fans will actually appreciate Kang being a part of this story in some way, and it might feel less like an ass pull and a total pivot into Doctor Doom if we actually see Doctor Doom confront the Council of Kangs and destroy Kang the Conqueror. Maybe all the Kang the Conquerors. Now, I gotta be honest, there's gonna be some Jonathan Major fans that are really upset about this. I mean, they're probably just gonna be upset in general that Jonathan has been replaced, but they're gonna be real mad when RDJ Doctor Doom kills the new Kang, essentially ending the future for the character and the actor. But as someone like myself that's just a big fan of comics and excited to see cool comic book stuff, this sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah, boy.
This sounds like Doctor Doom's gonna do what Doctor Doom does. He's gonna come into this situation and be like, oh, hello, all of you Kang the Conquerors. And goodbye, Kang the Conquerors, because I'm Doctor Doom doing Doctor Doom shit. See ya. And while it's important to remember that this is all rumors and it's all leaks and we don't know for sure until we actually see it in the film, between Coleman Domingo's comments and Jeff Steiner's reporting, I actually really think this shit is true. And so let me know what you think about that with the new Kang and Doom killing him. That's wild as hell. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But now let's pivot into the second leak, a leak that I don't see a lot of people talking about, but a leak that I think is actually a super big deal. Now, part of the reason that nobody's talking about this leak is because it comes from Gary, aka Nerd Erotic. And I believe he talked about this on a Friday Night Tights. That's like the live stream that he does on his channel with a lot of other content creators. Essentially, Gary says that he was told that RDJ's Doctor Doom will destroy that universe that the Fantastic Four is in, and that we, the audience, will see this guy that looks like Tony Stark, that looks like the hero that saved the entire Infinity Saga and the whole multiverse against Thanos. We're going to see that guy be a villain and destroy an entire universe that seems really wholesome and pure. This is all meant to kind of kick off Doomsday and to get fans to feel really shocked at seeing a guy that looks like the hero Tony Stark destroy an entire universe. And the thing is, you might say, well, this is just, you know, Gary from Nerd Erotic. Well, he's not really plugged in. He's never been a scooper or an insider or anything like that. And those are all true, and that's all fair to say. But I actually think that Gary is onto something here because it lines up perfectly with a ton of other leaks and rumors that we have heard. I mean, maybe one of the oldest rumors about the Fantastic Four movie was the fact that the universe that that movie takes place in was going to be destroyed. And it's essentially being destroyed out of necessity for the story because they need to take those characters from that separated universe and get them together with other heroes in the 616 as the entire multiverse collapses. But the thing is, a lot of us thought that maybe Franklin Richards or Reed Richards or Galactus was going to be the cause of that universe being destroyed. Like maybe Reed Richards is trying to stop the universe from being destroyed, but he just can't, and it's going to be destroyed of natural causes. That was always a possibility and something that I felt was in Marvel Comics and could work well in the film. I thought maybe it would be Franklin Richards, this reality warping kid in the film. Maybe he destroys the universe on accident. That would be really crazy. But the obvious choice was Galactus. I mean, Galactus destroys a lot of planets, but there are times in comics where Galactus gets so powerful that he essentially causes the collapse of an entire universe and goes into a different universe. But the fact that it's going to be Doctor Doom that destroys the universe is wild as hell. This means that it's very likely that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is already Rabum Alal, the Great Destroyer from the Jonathan Hickman Time Runs Out comic book event. This was the comic book event that directly preceded Secret Wars in 2015. It's the story that introduced the incursions, introduced the Illuminati as a force out there trying to figure out how to stop it, and it's the event that causes the collapse of the entire multiverse and leads to Doctor Doom stealing the powers of the Beyonders and creating Battleworld. This would also explain the rumors that Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is not actually going to be in the Fantastic Four movie all that much, because if he's Rabum all, he has already left his universe. He is already investigating the multiverse to try to discover the cause of the incursion. And I think this is just so freaking awesome. If this ends up being true, it's a perfect way to introduce audiences to this character of Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom, and to spend a whole movie watching the Fantastic Four save their Earth, save their universe from Galactus and other crazy cosmic threats, only to then lose and have the whole universe be destroyed by Doctor Doom. That is epic as hell. And it's also a great way to get the rivalry and the drama between Reed and Doctor Doom established. This is another thing that fans were really worried about from comics. A lot of people thought there's no way they could actually get that into the movies, considering that the Fantastic Four are having just one movie before Avengers Doomsday, and it didn't really seem like RDJ's Doctor Doom was a big part of the Fantastic Four movie. But the death of an entire universe at the hands of RDJ Doctor Doom, that's a hell of a way to get Reed really mad at Doctor Doom and to establish to audiences the tension between those two characters immediately. I think these leaks are awesome. I'm actually excited, man, learning more about what they're doing with RDJ Doctor Doom. My God. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.